In this video, I'm going to talk about rules. The rules you can access by going to settings. You click over there, and then you will see an option that talks about rules. When you click on rules, you are brought to this page. Now, by default, when you connect your GitHub account after the sign up, the AI Code Monitor tool provides you with a predefined set of rules that have been applied at an organization level. Now, these are the rules that we have created that you can start off with based on which some of the stats that you see at an organization level, all of these are displayed to you and the percentages are shown so that you don't see something blank, but there is some context to the code base that you have attached to the AI Code Monitor tool, and we are showing you these statistics. Now you can go to the settings, you can look at these rules, and you will see that these are the rules based on which those traffic lights were being shown to you on the dashboard uh, at the organization level. Now, if you want to create certain guidelines for the GenAI code usage for your repository group or at an organization level, then you can set those as rules. So the guidelines that you want your organization to follow, your team members to follow, and this is where the rules come in handy. Now, these rules will allow you to define very specific parameters for the GenAI code usage, and based on this, you can visualize if the guidelines are being followed or not. And the traffic lights at the organization level and the repository group level will indicate how these guidelines are being followed. You can manage these rules in the following way. You can click on add rule, and here you can say, for example, this is a generic GenAI rule, and the description you can say use of this, and you can select the conditions. This is all code based. For example, they are GenAI, pure GenAI, blended, and not GenAI. You can set any of these rules. In this case, if I'm saying GenAI is, uh, for example, greater than 10, and again I'll add condition, and if GenAI is uh, less than or equal to say 20, then in that case this is medium risk, for example. So this is how you can create a rule, and you can just create it by hitting create rule, or you can say create this rule and make this rule applicable at the whole organization level. So it will be applicable to the whole organization, all the repository groups and the developer groups. So you can click on this and hit create rule. That's one way. You create rules, so generic GenAI. So you will see it has been created generic GenAI 2020. This is what I created somewhere. Applies to nowhere because we have not applied it to any repository group or the organization level. So here I can go and edit this particular rule, and I can say, it applies to the organization level. I can click on that and save rule. So this generic GenAI, now it says it is applicable to the whole organization. Now, once you have created this rule and it has been applied at an organization level, you can see that going to the dashboard, that generic GenAI 10 to 20% appears over here applicable at the organization level. Plus, the same thing should be available at all the repository group levels. Generic GenAI over here, and for all the repository groups as well. Now, if you want that particular rule to be applicable only at a specific repository group level, so you can go and edit it, and you can remove that it is not applicable to the organization level. You save that rule, so it is currently attached to nowhere, no organization, nothing. Now you can go to your repository group, and you can select the repository group that you want that rule to be applicable over here, and then you can say, rules this generic gen AI, let me attach this rule to this repository group. I hit on save, and then when you go to the dashboard, you will see that rule has been taken off from the organization level, and it is now only applicable. This generic Gen AI is only applicable for this particular repository group that you have assigned to, nowhere else. Now, this is how you can manage your rules. You can create them. You can assign it at organization level or a specific repository level. You can edit them. Or if you want that it no longer makes any sense, you can see this generic Gen AI. You can hit on delete. It will ask for a confirmation. It's done. It's gone. Generic Gen AI is no longer available over here. So similarly, if you go to the repository group for this particular repository group, you will see that the rule has been taken off. Also, we easily to see on the dashboard for this particular repo group that generic GenAI rule has been removed. So this is how you can manage the rules, assign it to the organization level or the repo group level, and see how the traffic lights are behaving based on the code base, the repository group, the organization level, and the stats that you have set for that particular rule.